Welcome to beautiful Lake Windermere and Yachting Monthly's test of the Hanse 325. Up at the bow, we've got a bow roller here, fairly heavily offset to port. It's quite an angle on it. That's so you can get the furler as far down as possible, so you get the foot of the sail sweeping the deck. Open pulpit on this one, which means if you are off wind, if you crack the sheets, then when you come back on wind, the sail's likely to be outside there. But that's no biggie. It's quite a popular thing these days. Anchor locker in here. Again, the windlass is offset following the bow roller. There's a chain locker forward, the water inlet, and there's a switch there for the anchor remote. Self-tacking jib on this one, so you've got the track there and no Genoa tracks. There's no non-slip here. You've got moulded non-slip on the side decks and a little patch here, but nowhere else. So you've got the chain plates outboard, which is good for inspection, and they're sort of wide enough to be able to walk through here. But the side decks are quite narrow, and you've got this furling line here, which could trip you up if you're unwary. Good handhold here, quite short though, quite short, and a kind of leap of faith to get to this one. Then you're into the cockpit. So we've got the 6-to-1 main sheet here. If you want to use the cockpit table, then you have to unshackle that and put it on the lifelines, which is okay. It's not massively inconvenient. Huge locker here. It's most of the port quarter. Below there you've got the calorifier. There's some stowage below the floor over there, and the holding tank outlet valve there. Pretty good length. You can sort of lie down a bit, but you've got this funny ledge about here, which isn't totally comfortable. So you've got your lines leading aft here to a Luma Revo 40 on this side. There's another one there which you'd use for Jenica, I suppose, because obviously the jib is self-tacking, sheets over there, and the main sheet's here, so that's kind of spare. Good coamings running right the way aft, so there is any water on the side deck, then it's going to be ducted right the way past, so keep your bottom dry. It's quite a big wheel, 32 footer, very big, and they do sell a lot of the sort of folding wheels, so you can get through the transom without having to hop up onto the side decks like this. Down here is a panel that unbolts. Doesn't stow anywhere very neatly, unfortunately. And then you can get through down onto the transom. Got your shower stuff over there, diesel filler there, and shore power here. So there's quite good handholds there. This is a bit sharp. I think I'm bound to end up banging my head on that. And here's the galley, one light, ventilation there, which is good. Locker space in general is very good. You've got one there, you've got all these drawers here. There's more below the sink, and there's shelves out here. Fairly simple cool box. It does mean there's very little in the way of working area. However, mixer, one tap, and the bin out there. Good chart table, aft facing, odd shape, and quite small. But there's some stowage under it, some shelving out here for pens and so on. Nowhere to put almanacs particularly, unless it's under here, where there's a bit more stowage. Decent headroom here. There's only one window, so it's not the brightest, and ventilation might be a bit iffy. Good sink there, not much bracing on this side of the heads. Some good locker space there. There's more below the sink. Nice natty little shower unit here. Mirror outboard, engine access panel, and this is access to the cockpit storage area. So coming into the saloon, got good handholds along here. One leaf table, plenty big, you can seat 6 around that, no problem. Good light and ventilation, these both open, and the hatch obviously up there. There's some stowage outboard in these lockers, a little bit there. There's stowage beneath this berth, which is a bit short, it's about 5'10", so you struggle to make it a sea berth. This one is longer, so might make a decent sea berth, except for the fact that you've got the battery, the charger and the inverter under here, and if you were trying to sleep that might be a bit annoying. It's forward cabin here, not quite standing headroom for me, it's probably about 5'10", 5'11", obviously more with the opening hatch. Got an infill space here, below which is a sort of odd storage space, I guess. I think I prefer that as a step. Anyway, the point being, you can remove this and remove this and get to the transducer. Under the rest of the berth, there's the water tank, which is screwed in and has an access panel. And stowage, what you can hear is the lockers are this sort of push operation thing, so whenever you touch them they open, which is possibly a bit annoying. But good stowage on that side, shelf stowage on that side, and the same locker with hanging over on starboard. No reading lights, unfortunately, just the one main light here. The aft cabin, only one aft cabin on this boat, obviously, because we've got a massive storage space over there. Got 3 hatches, all of which open into the cockpit, under the spray hood, and into the coach roof here. These same slightly annoying push operated lockers, so you've got hanging shelves either side. There's some little space here, but obviously there's a big gap there. Small shelf there, no reading lights, again, same as the forward cabin. You've got the fuel tank under here, it's a very wide berth, it goes beyond the centre line. Fuel tank's under here, and under that side there's a panel which gives you access to the back of the sail drive and the channel that runs right aft with the exhaust. Engine access under the steps here. You can get to the top so you can see the battery. You could probably lean over and see the top of the raw water filter as well. You need to unscrew this panel if you want to get at the belts and the impeller, which is just down here. Access panels in the heads, in the aft cabin, and also below the berth. There's good access to the back of the sail drive. Not really sure what to say about performance. We only had sort of 3, 4, maybe 5 knots yesterday, and it changes direction all the time, so it's hard to get a good idea of how she performs. In 6.5 knot of apparent wind, we're beating at about 4 knots, fetched at about 3, and about 3 again on a beam reach. But she's not really about performance, she's about space and comfort. She's very easy to sail. You've got the self-tacker up the front there, so tacking is just a doddle. You've got the main sheet there. Jeffer wheel feels great, good connection, good feeling, and there's plenty of space down below. She's a fun cruiser. She'll, you know, if you're after a performance boat, then you need to look elsewhere. But for family cruising, I think she's right on the money. If you're in the market for a small family cruiser, then have a look.